Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster run with Hunter with no Anarchy. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker bottom tree with Gambler's Dodge. For my kinetic, I'll be using Witherhoard. Next, I'll be using the ARC Pulse Rifle, the GN7 rifle with major spec. For my heavy, I'll be using the 7 Seraph Soul arc machine gun. For my helmet, I'll be using double grenade launcher ammo finder 10 mobility with global reach. Next, I'll be using anti-barrier pulse rifle, grenade launcher loader, 10 recovery with taken charge. For my exotic, I'll be using the 6 coyote with 10 recovery, concussive dampener, solar damage resistance for the snipers with high energy fire to get 20% damage on all weapons. Next, I'll be using powerful friends with 10 recovery, grenade launcher loader, and an arc mod so I can get 20 mobility. Next, I'll be using 5 mobility, special finisher with bomber and shield break charge. Alright guys, so for this video we'll be mainly focusing on just a solo Grandmaster completion without Anarchy. I was getting a lot of requests from PS4 if it was possible to beat this without Anarchy, since I know a lot of you guys don't have it. So right now we're going through our Sparrow, and the Blueberry Guardians have cleared all the ads for me so we can get this run done. So unfortunately, no Blueberry Guardians have died for this fight. They all survived. You can see one Blueberry Guardian clear all the ads for me and is going to proceed with their team to their little area through the Nightfall. And of course, unfortunately, I accidentally ran over the Blueberry Guardian, which I do apologize. You know, little things can happen here and there when rushing through the actual Nightfall for this video. So it's going to be similar, just like Anarchy, almost very similar, but we're going to do a little tiny bit different. So just like in my last video, we're going to clear down a couple of snipers since they can 2-shot you or 1-shot you if you don't have solar damage resistance on your chest plate. I do highly recommend to put it on, but like I said in my other video, if you're feeling very confident and you don't really want to use it and prefer reserves or arc resistance for the boss, then you can just switch arc resistance or add more reserves. So there is another sniper up ahead, so you can see you can use your pulse rifle to take it down. So I like to first use invisibility because there is a barrier champion in the bottom which they can shoot you in the sky and you can get 1 shot. So it's going to be similar, almost similar, just like in my last video. You're going to shoot Witherhoard, a body shot, or to the ground where the barrier champion is standing, and you can just use your pulse rifle when it starts to pop the barrier. So when the shield is done, I switch to Witherhoard, reload my pulse rifle, and sometimes I do miss here and there, but I can try again and stagger the champion, and of course just do a couple of shots so I could damage it. So basically, I mainly focus on using Witherhoard and pulse rifle. I don't really use my heavy a lot. If I do have a rocket, then yes, I could use it, but I want to use a machine gun for the boss fight, so it'll be easier for me to clear down the ads much more quicker than my last video. There is also a second sniper from the left side, so when shooting the barrier champion, always move around back and forth, left or right, that way you won't get sniped from the sniper. You cannot just stand still and take down a barrier champion. you must move left or right, or the barrier champion can two-shot you, or one-shot you if you're on low on health. So I was waiting for the barrier champion to move from the right so I can shoot a body shot or at the floor with Witherhoard, and I can easily take it down. Sometimes these void minotaurs like to shoot you, so I always back away when these void minotaurs are shooting me. So you can see there I was on red health, so always be careful, especially when two of them team up on you. So I was trying my best to use my grenade launcher to take down the barrier champion. It was taking a little bit more time because the void minotaur was kind of messing up my DPS a bit here and there. So basically when using Witherhoard, the hardest part is just this room. Once you pass this room, then all the other encounters won't be as tough as this one you can see here. Because for PS4, the recoil is really horrendous and it can be a little annoying, of course, with aim assist to take down the barrier champions, because sometimes when aiming, you're aiming at another Vex, another Ad, or the Void Minotaur, and it can be a little annoying. And the one thing I like about Witherhoard is you don't really get aim assist when you are shooting with the Witherhoard, which is what I like. For Anarchy, I always get aim assist, and it can be a little annoying. And of course, you have to make traps for Anarchy. And sometimes the barrier champion doesn't go to your trap and it just moves away. So just like in my last video, we're going to pass a lot of champions. We're going to take advantage of using our invisibility. So you can pop a smoke, do a dodge near these enemies, and then make your way through. Here I decided to use my heavy, my arc machine gun. Then I just proceed to the next section where I'm going to turn invisible again and not use my sparrow. Now you can use your sparrow, but it is a little dangerous. Sometimes the barrier champions or the Vex can shoot you while you're on your sparrow, even if you turn invisible, and it can one-shot you on sparrow. And it will make you start all over again, which we do not want. So I decided to use my sparrow a little bit, and of course there's going to be ships flying around. It's a little RNG where they are. Sometimes they fly away. I'm just waiting for these ships to leave me alone. So you can see I'm just running around in circles, and I'm just waiting for them to go away so I can finish this solo Grandmaster. There are two snipers from left and right. I always take them down since they can one-shot or two-shot you. So now I'm just going to use my arc machine gun and just take my time to take down the sniper from far away. So you can see that I was shooting it and my arc machine gun goes to the left or the right randomly, and it's because the recoil, like it forces, it could be a little frustrating, you know. Now we're gonna take down this arc mini major boss. Now you can also body shot, or you can shoot the floor of where the major cabal is. Now if you are having trouble trying to use Witherhoard through this little window, then you can just use your machine gun to take it down, since mainly we will need Witherhoard for the boss fight. than the machine gun. Machine gun is mainly for to clear down ads. It isn't at all for the boss. And of course you can use a machine gun to take down this major cabal as well. And you can see here that it likes to hide. And it can be a little annoying, which is why I decided to use an arc machine gun instead of a rocket. Also, another reason is this arc machine gun can make Warmind cells, and it also has auto-loading holster, which is very good for the boss fight. Once I clear down the majors and the cabal, I like to go to the other side, and I always sparrow all the way in the back so the barrier champion won't kill me or the ads. I like to go over here, top of this rock, and I decided to try to use Witherhoard and try to take it down. So you can see that I'm just using my arc machine gun. I didn't want to use my grenade launcher. I wanted to save it for the boss fight. So you can use 2 or 1 Witherhoard, and then you could just use your machine gun. Since you don't really need a machine gun for the final boss. So now I'm just trying to go through the window, and then there was a couple of ads. So I decided to destroy the Warmind cell. So you can actually go through this window, you just have to crouch down and you can actually go through. The only bad thing about it is you can't go back. So once you go through the window, you have to go outside where the door is. So now we're going to proceed to the next area, and I like to turn invisible. Turn the switch on and pass a couple of champions and ads. So just like for the last video, we're gonna do just similar, just like that. We're gonna turn invisible, do a dodge, and go all the way from here, hug the wall, and I like to just wait till all my dodges is full and charge up. So the reason why I like to go up here is because the barrier champion or the ads can shoot me from here, so this area isn't 100% safe, so you always have to be cautious. And you'll be seeing very soon of why I say this area is not safe. So now we're going to activate the drills, and we're going to wait until it's 100%, that way the teleporter will be activated. And we're going to hug this wall again. And we're going to go on top of these little platforms, which I highly recommend you do. So once I go on top of here, I hug the wall again. There will be ads trying to shoot you when you are hiding over here. So you can see here that these cabals can shoot you from here. So I like to turn invisible, get a dodge, and then get my smoke back. So I do it again. I jump on the platform and I pop a smoke, do the dodge. And of course they will shoot these little grenade bombs, which is why I put concussive dampener, that way it won't one-shot me. So once the 100%, I get the hell out of there because I don't want to mess with the barrier champion and of course the unstoppable champion. And we're going to proceed to the next area. So here I like to wait for my 2 dodges to charge up. Then we can proceed to the next area. So I like to run and then just pop a smoke and then pass through these ads. Once I do, I hide around this little corner and then I wait for my dodge to charge up again. So I quickly do a smoke and then dodge again, and we're going to pass through this area where there is a lot of drills rotating clockwise. Now I like to wait for my dodge to regain again, just in case if something goes wrong over here. So you can see there are drills, and I highly recommend you do not jump on them because they will one-shot you. And they have always been, even Master, Legend, regular strikes, they can one-shot you these drills. So you can see here sometimes I can be a little reckless. I almost got hit by the drills. And once we do that, we can proceed to the next area. You can also use your sparrow here. In this footage, I think I forgot that I could sparrow here. So now we're going to farm up Charge of Light so we can get 20% damage on our weapons. So what I wanted to do is get Charge of Light, that way I can body shot the boss and do much more damage. Now I'm just trying to kill this harpy without taking my Charge of Light. So you can actually take your time here. So when the harpy does die, you can shoot a Witherhoard on the ground, and then of course body shot and use your super. So almost just similar like using Anarchy. You can shoot the floor to DPS the boss. So the boss will be spawning very soon, and what I like to do is try to my best to do a body shot and then use my super. So you can see here that Witherhoard does massive damage. So always be careful, always hide behind the wall, and the boss will teleport in the middle. And once he does, you can dodge to get your smoke back, and you can go over here and then do another body shot. So I like to jump over here just in case I don't make this boss teleport. And then we're gonna go to the second area, the second room. Now in my last video, you guys saw there was a huge bug where Vex, they spawned immediately before the boss jumped in. So in this footage there was no bugs, so normally there was not supposed to be any Vex, and usually you could just take your time to do DPS, and by the time you do enough DPS, the Vex will spawn and despawn, since the boss will make this platform disappear to make you proceed to the final room. So you can go to the smallest pillar, which is what I did. And I like to take my time here, since there's really no rush. So there will be a couple ads of spawning if you do take too long to do DPS for the boss at the second room. But you can see here they're not really much of a threat compared to the last video. Now we can proceed to the final boss room. Now you can actually shoot your Witherhoard and swap to your arc machine gun. You can get a Warmind cell if possible. So you can see here I got a Warmind cell, I decided to destroy it. So the boss will move from the right side, and what you can do is shoot a body shot at the boss with Witherhoard. So sometimes I can miss here and there. And also I like to mention that my controller is not 100% working. Sometimes my controller moves to the left side by itself. So even with a broken controller, it could be a little frustrating to do a body shot with Witherhoard. But if you don't have a broken controller, then this will be pretty easy to do a body shot with Witherhoard. So I was just trying to do another body shot and just trying to be a little cautious since it can shoot you from the arc attack. Sometimes this boss likes to use this arc shot, which can two-shot you, or sometimes if it's buggy, it can one-shot you. So sometimes arc resistance is very good for this boss fight. It does depend of the playstyle of whether you want solar resistance or arc resistance for the boss fight, and then solar resistance to deal with the barrier champions. So the boss didn't move since I did enough DPS, and there will be a couple of ads spawning. You can use your Witherhoard to make some traps at the floor, and they will walk to them and it'll be easier to clear them down. So once I clear down the goblins, I take my time to take down the harpies. Sometimes these goblins are behind the boss, so always be cautious, and you can see there as being a little reckless. So the boss sometimes can shoot you even if you're hiding behind the walls. So always be careful with the arc shots from the boss. If you see the boss stop shooting his mini arc bullets, then that means it's going to use the arc shot at you, and you can just easily dodge it. So in this footage I did have the music on, so I accidentally forgot to turn it off since I was doing some bounties and I put the music back on. So I do recommend to turn off the music when doing Grandmaster since it helps you focus much better. And that's my opinion. I'm pretty sure everyone has their own playstyle and their own method when doing solo Grandmaster run, especially for Platinum. So now I'm going to wait for my dodge, wait for my smoke, so I'll do a mini time skip. You can shoot your Witherhoard, and that's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to find a good angle to do a body shot at the boss with Witherhoard. And you can see there, you can easily do a body shot at the boss. So I was just waiting for the boss to move just to see if one Witherhoard can make it move. So I tried again to see if it works. And it will move very soon once you do enough DPS. So when you see the boss moving, you quickly go to the other side, the other mini wall, and there will be a wave of ads spawning. So what I like to do is turn invisible, and then just use my Witherhoard. You can make traps at the floor, and then you could just keep using your visibility, get Gambler's Dodge, use Gambler's Dodge to get your smoke back, and then just go back and forth left and right to the mini walls. So you can see here that I'm just browsing, checking if I cleared out all the ads. So what I like to do is use my heavy. And in this area, you can use all your heavy since you don't really need it for the DPS for the final boss. So what I did is decided to use all my heavy since it's going to be very useless for the boss. But it's very good for the ads. I do enjoy using the arc machine gun for the ads. It's just much more quicker to clear them down than Anarchy, in my opinion. So now I'm going to wait for my smoke, get more special ammo from the floor, and do a time skip. Alright guys, so once my smoke is charged up, I will be getting ready to do DPS for the boss. Always make sure you have charge of light when doing this DPS for the final boss. So you can see that the boss did dodge my attack, which was pretty funny, to be honest. I've never seen the boss do that with Anarchy. So I'm trying to find a good angle to do a body shot, and once his head pops out, I'll be using my super. So when the head does pop out from the boss, you must be careful because it will push you and start shooting you at the same time with the arc. So you can see there, I decided to dodge and then do another body shot with Witherhoard at the boss. So always be cautious, and what I'm doing here is going back and forth through these walls, and of course multitasking of where these explosive ads are, that way they won't kill me, especially when going invisible. So what I'm trying to do is do a body shot, and of course just using my invisibility to go back and forth and to be careful. So you can see here I did miss a couple of body shots, and if you do, just turn invisible and just go back and forth from the safe areas that I'm showing. So once you do, turn invisible, and there you go guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will say this run is a bit more cleaner than my last video, and to be honest, I think Witherhoard is better at the boss fight than Anarchy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.